What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Carter TV, and I told y'all I was coming with this story today, dropping right now, right on your YouTube channel. Let's tune in. So this story came upon me just 2 days ago, that's what I'm saying, and this story is really close to home because it deals with people that I actually know, that's what I'm saying. This story starts with a woman that I used to work with. Her name is Rachel. Now, Rachel is your average girl, married, a kid, family situation. One kid. I met Rachel working in the health field. I was working as a DSP, and for those who don't know what a DSP is, it's a direct support professional. I support people with mental disabilities. And I met Rachel during the pandemic. I was working at this house. I met her. She was a real cool girl, whatever. And she was married. She was married with one kid. She had a little girl. Rachel seemed to be cool and everything, and it's not until I started working I actually got to know who she is. Now, here's the story on Rachel. Rachel and her husband, right? Her husband, Daniel. Her husband name is Daniel. So I'm working with Rachel, and Rachel's basically telling me about herself and how she's into art, and, she likes to go on hikes, and she likes to, do some knitting. She came from a racist background. Her dad, great-granddad, racist as hell. But she's not racist. Apparently, she's not racist. She dated black men, throughout her time. She did date black men. She dated Indian men, but her father didn't approve of this. Now, her mother, okay. Her mother didn't really care about who she dated as long as she was happy, but her father didn't approve. She didn't approve, so if she was to bring home black, Spanish dude, Indian, it was going to be a problem for him. That's just how she put it to me. So she ends up marrying this white guy, which is Daniel. Daniel background, completely racist. He was raised into it, and I think he's just going to pass it on to his little girl. They got a baby girl together. You know what I mean? So they got married, whatever. Now, the story on Daniel, which we get from Rachel, is he's racist, he's married, and he's on the DL, right? Let's get into it. Okay. Rachel comes to work, and, she tells me sometimes about her relationship with her husband. And she also tells another young lady about her relationship with her husband. Now, when women talk to each other, they more detailed in their stories. They really give each other the details compared to her giving details to a male figure. You feel what I'm saying? So she would tell me little things like, oh, this and that and the third, and me and Daniel going on the hike, and me and Daniel doing this, and I love my husband. He's the best in the world. Oh, my husband just got me a new car. She would basically give me the sugar down shit, where she would tell another coworker, oh, me and my husband trying new things. It's things that he likes to do that kind of makes me question him sometimes. And she asked the other lady, and this is the conversation I heard as I was working with them. I was working with them, and we was working at the day hab. And I had my group, she had her group, and the other young lady had her group, which was like 2 people that day. So, and they was, the 2 people she had was They can do for themselves. They can do for themselves. So she didn't really, worry about them too much. So Rachel decided to have this conversation with this young lady. And she was like, oh, so what do you think when a man likes things in his anal and he likes it consistency? She was like, what do you mean? She's like, my husband, like, all of a sudden wants to try new things, but these new things ain't on me, it's on him. So I'm hearing the conversation. So I'm like, what the fuck is they talking about? So she like, girl, what are you saying to me? Your husband likes to do things in his ass? She was like, that's the impression I'm getting. And like, he just been liking it for the past few months. I don't know where it came from. And so the young lady was just like, is this like the first time he asked you? Like, she said, no, you've been liking it for a few months. And this one particular time, he wanted me to take my personal toy and put it in his ass. So I'm like, oh, shit. So she was like, she asked Rachel, like, how do you feel about that? She said, I'm a little bothered by it. I haven't asked him anything about it yet. So the girl go, why you didn't ask? That's something you should ask. You should be comfortable to ask your husband. Why you into this all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? So they talk. Now they get further in detail. She goes, just last night we had sex, which we don't have sex much too often. The most I get sex is like once a month. Barely that. I couldn't even get a little kiss on the nipple if I wanted it. So on top of that, he sleeps in my daughter's room. And my daughter sleeps in our bed with me. So it's like, what's really going on with him? She was like, girl, you should be having this conversation with your husband. She was like, no, I just want another woman's input. I want another woman's input. So I'm just listening to them talk. She was like, basically the girl was just like, go have this conversation with your husband. See where his mind is. Get a feel for him. So she was like, okay. And she was like, then the girl asked, she was like, you really took your personal toys and you plugged it in? She was like, no, I didn't do that. But, I was kind of iffy about it. So I was like, I'll buy you a toy or something like that. He was like, no, don't buy it for me. Buy it for us. Buy these certain type of toys. And apparently she showed her a bunch of pictures. I don't want to say a bunch, but at least 3 different types of pictures of anal toys for him. So, and I'm like, I'm just listening. She was like, girl, these are toys he like? Right? So she was like, yeah, like it look a little funny. So the girl like, it look a little funny. She said, I thought so. And then she was like, this one time we went on vacation and his best friend came. So she was like, his best friend got a girlfriend? So she was like, yeah, his best friend has a girlfriend, but she wasn't there. So I'm like, oh shit. So she goes, so it was just y'all 3? She was like, yeah, it was just us 3. And it seemed a little awkward. And like, I was trying to do stuff with him and he was trying to hang out with him all night. So, most of the vacation I slept alone. Him and his best friend slept in the living room. So I'm just listening like, yo, this shit sound wicked. So they slept in the living room and I was just kind of like, I questioned him like, yo, what's really going on with y'all? And he was just like, oh, nothing, that's my best friend. I don't see him like that. And, I'm just hanging out. He's going through them things with his girlfriend, so I figure he'll come with us on a vacation. Nah, bro. Those type of trips you have, those are called men trips with just the guys. So they're talking, and the young lady comes to my room where I'm at, and she's like, yo, what you doing over here? I guess to leave Rachel alone for a good 5 minutes. And she like, yo, Rachel over there telling me some shit about her husband. And I'm low-key like, yeah, I heard. In my mind, I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, he a mook. He a mook. He a mook. You feel what I'm saying? I'm calling it early. Don't give a fuck how you feel. He a mook. The girl go, I said the same shit. I said the same shit. I ain't want to tell her that, though. Right, so Rachel comes in our room because it was about the end of the day. The individuals, they went home. They got on their rides. They went home. So we had about a good hour and a half before we leave out. Now, this is during the pandemic time. So we got to clean up the room, make sure it's set and fixed for the next day. So we're all cleaning up. So I went out, grabbed lunch, came back in. The young lady decided to have lunch with me. And Rachel was like, oh, what are you guys up to? So she was just having lunch. She was like, oh, I said, you know, the girl didn't look like she wanted to invite Rachel. So I was like, you know, Rachel, if you're not doing nothing in your room, you come to sit with us. So she's like, all right, cool. She was happy about that. So Rachel decides to come sit with us. We eat our lunch. Mike, this is the end of the day. After we eat our lunch, we go home at a certain time. So all we doing is chilling and eating. The girl brings up the conversation again. This time, Rachel was thrown off because she wasn't expecting to talk about it in front of me. So she was like, oh, girl, you know, that was kind of private. So she's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's like, nah, it's all right. He's cool. I know him for a little minute. Da, 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 da. So they start to talk about it this time in front of me. They talk about it in front of me, right? So the conversation they decide to have now is sexual conversation. So she asks me, she goes, you know, hey, how do you feel about toys? This is how she opened it up to me. How do you feel about toys? I mean, toys, what kind of toys? You be talking adult toys? She like, yeah. I mean, they cool. You know, use them on your lady. You know what I mean? If she into that, you use them. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about toys on males, I wouldn't prefer it. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? So she goes, oh. She got quiet for a minute. I was like, you and your husband use toys? She go, something like that. I said, the way you said that sound like it's more to it. So this time she opened it up a little bit. She go, yeah, he kind of into toys. I said, that's what's up. You know, spice up your freaky relationship. I mean, y'all married. Y'all should be fucking like rabbits. Y'all should be exploring sexual things together. She go, yeah, but it's not like that. It's more of him exploring sexual things. Are you doing things on him? She goes, yeah. Has he done this before with other people before you? She was like, that's the good question. I should be asking him. I should be asking him that. I mean, when y'all have, you know, y'all nighttime, are you pleasured at night? Are you like satisfied? She go, hell fucking no. I don't even get my rocks off. I gotta play with myself when he's not home. Because when I do play with myself, he's bothered by it. I said, wow. 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 So, I'm just like blown by this, right? So, boom, moving forward. Now, Rachel and her husband, Daniel, they have neighbors. You know what I mean? They have neighbors. Their neighbors are black. Their neighbors are Hispanic. So this one particular neighbor who's black is a female, black female. She is a dyke. Now, at one point in time, her and Rachel was cool. I guess somewhere further down the line, they was bumping heads. It'd be sometimes Rachel and Daniel, husband and wife, be arguing. And he'll be so mad, he'll mention the dyke next door. Now, where they live at, in the complex. They live in the complex, and, you know, the dyke and the married couple are neighbors. Their apartments are next to each other, so their walls are next to each other. So he be throwing off, like, I gotta come home to this, dealing with you, and then I got the dyke black bitch next door. Fucking nigger ass can't get the fuck out of here. She lucky I don't punch her in the face. Now, the dyke girl is hearing all of this. Apparently the dyke girl's hearing all of this. Why I say the dyke girl? Because I don't personally know the dyke girl, right? I don't personally know her. But the girl that Rachel was talking to at work knows her. So she tells her, she was like, you know, Rachel, you know, your husband seems kind of loud when you're arguing at home. She's like, how you know that? I said, my friend who's next door to y'all be hearing y'all. So Rachel was like, your friend is the dyke girl? So she goes, yeah. She goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, he's racist. He doesn't like blacks. He doesn't like Indians. He doesn't like Hispanics, which another set of Hispanics live in their complex right across from them. There have been times he will argue with the neighbors. He will argue with the dyke girl because she's doing whatever she's ever. He will argue with the Hispanic family across the way because their kids be doing whatever they ever. So, needless to say, Daniel decides he goes on these trips where he leaves Rachel home with their daughter alone. He'll do this trip every other weekend. Sometimes he'll be like, it's the guys, we're going out, see you in 2 days. Rachel doesn't really say too much about it, right? She doesn't say too much about it. But it leaves questions because when he comes home, sometimes he decides he wants to have sex with her, right? Not just any type of sex. He wants to have backdoor sex. He playing the coochie a little bit. But when he go backdoor, he goes ham on backdoor. This is what we get from Rachel. So this is the story we got from Rachel. Pete. She goes, he went on vacation the other day and he came home and he was just wanted to fuck immediately. I was like, okay, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. She go, no, it wasn't just he wanted to have sex. He wanted to fuck my anal up. I said, oh shit. Excuse me. Goddamn, you threw me for a loop. She go, yeah. So he's eating it out, as you young kids like to say. Now Rachel is a much older woman. He's eating me out, I haven't shaved, so it's a little fuzzy. I'm like, damn, girl, can you be more detailed? Right, so it's a little fuzzy. So he comes home, he goes to work, we get into it. All of a sudden, he flips me over. He's eating my ass like it's an apple, like it's a fucking mango. I'm like, Rachel. She's like, I'm sorry, but I had to get this off my chest. She was venting. His tongue is all in my ass. He putting 2 fingers knee deep in my ass. I'm like, oh my God, Daniel. Oh. So he's fucking me, in the vagina. He's about 3 pumps in the vagina. He pulls out. He waits a little minute. Then he goes in my ass. And he goes to fuck to work on my ass. He's pumping. He's flipping me over. He's making me do spins on his penis. His penis is not very big at all. I'm like, that's a little information I didn't care for. I'm pretty sure homegirl over here didn't care for. But continue. She go, anyway. So yeah, he's fucking me. So I'm just like, where's all this coming from? And he's actually lasting longer than I anticipated. Normally he's like 2 pumps in my ass and he's done. But he's really going to work on me. Boom, boom, boom. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to get my rocks off too. So I lay on my back and let him go to work on my ass. I get my toy. I buy me a rose. This rose is phenomenal. Kid you not. I put it on my clit. And I'm about to get mine while he's about to get his. And he goes, hey, cut that out. So I was so mad that I kind of just laid there and was just like, and he was like, come on, what are you doing? I was like, come on, I want to get mine too. So he was like, all right, use it. So I put it on me. I get mine. He's about to come. I jump off him and I put the rose on the tip of his penis. He loses it. He's like, don't put that on the tip of my penis. If you're going to put it somewhere, put it on my ass. He wanted you to put his rose. So I was thrown away by it. So I didn't really care for it. I said, all right, I got you. Put it on his ass. The man comes immediately every fucking way. Damn near shoots me in the eye. I said, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? So I'm asking, I was like, you know, Daniel, you came home and you was kind of like an animal. He goes, I was missing you a lot when I was with the guys. They was talking to their wives. I said, you know, when I come home, I'm going to show my wife how much I really loved her. So she goes, yeah, you could have showed my pussy some love too. He's like, what you say? I was like, you know, I miss you too, honey. I'm glad you came home. We had sex. I'm glad you know. He's like, yeah. So this is where the DL parts come in. He's getting all types of texts and phone calls when he's home, right? This is what she tells us. He getting all types of phone calls when he comes on this one particular trip. He comes back. He's not with the guys. It's just him alone. He went, I guess, to Virginia to see his father. He went because his father lives in Virginia. He goes to Virginia every now and then to see his father. This one particular trip, he's coming home. He's getting text messages. He's always in his phone. In any case, in the eyes of a female, he's cheating automatically. You're always in your phone. You're always texting. You always get this one person that's calling you, but you don't answer when you're around me. So she starts to get suspicious. You know, this been going on a couple weeks. And, you know, he had just left for Virginia a week before he decides to go again. Now, this particular weekend, he was supposed to stay home. He was supposed to be, him and the family was supposed to go out, take their daughter on the weekend and, you know, do family activities. He cancels it, heads to Virginia with no notice. Right? She finds out he has 2 cell phones while he's away. You know what I mean? He finds out he has 2 cell phones. The second cell phone he purchased was for him to do his little dirt, I'm assuming. It's to do his little dirt, right? She finds it. He ends up taking his regular cell phone with him and leaving the second cell phone home. She finds it, go charge it up because it was dead. Goes through the motherfucker. Find mad pics of her husband in all types of fucking weirdest positions, nude, sending it to this one particular number. Now, this particular number don't send pictures back. They just comment back, I love the ass, keep tooting it up, I can't wait to see you, I love how the balls, you know, all these types of crazy messages. So she was like, what the fuck is going on? So this is how she knew it was a dude texting, because the dude replies, you know, I can't wait to put my big ass dick in your back, just like how you like it. And, you know, these are exclusive messages where the dude is saying, I'm going to bring my paddle this time, and I'm going to bring my belts. I'm going to strap you up, and I'm going to use my paddle on your little flat ass butt. I know you like that. I know you like when I put my tongue in your hairy ass. Like, she's getting all these detailed messages and shit in this phone, and she's just, like, blown away. She's like, my husband is fucking cheating on me. She comes to work this particular day, and she's already on 100, finding out over the weekend. You know, he came home Monday. She didn't see him because she got her daughter ready for work. She dipped, came to work. She's on 100 already. Her mind, not at work. She's just like not really talking to their coworkers. She's not really into, you know, interacting with the individuals. She's just on 100. You know what I'm saying? They're like, Rachel, you all right? She's like, yeah, one of the individuals was having a bad day themselves. And she kind of was just losing, like, chill the fuck out, calm down. And one of her coworkers like, yo, Rachel, you need to chillax. You cursing at them. So she gets a phone call from him. Oh, I didn't see you when I came home. She go, yeah, you wasn't here all weekend. Where the fuck were you? Right? That Friday, I forget, this is another thing he did. That Friday before he left, the mail came before she got home. So in the mail, I guess Rachel was supposed to be receiving some type of check she was expecting. I don't know what kind of check it was, but she was supposed to be receiving some decent sized check that she was going to use, you know, to take her daughter out that weekend. You know, she got paid from work, but that extra money that she was planning on getting, she was going to do a little more. She was going to, you know, treat her husband to maybe some new clothes or something. And she was going to treat her daughter to something nice and treat herself to something nice. He goes through the mail. He finds a check. He takes the check. He cashes it, takes that money, Skedaddle, right? She's already on 100. They're arguing on the phone. She's like, I think you took my motherfucking money that came. I was expecting that money. I was planning on using that for other things, and you took it without saying any fucking thing. He goes, well, I used it to pay bills. Use it to pay bills? Use it to fucking pay bills? Then why the fuck have our bills still due? Why the fuck have our bills still due? So he was like, I'm not going to talk about this with you when you at home. He said, oh, you're not going to talk? Wait till I get home. I'm going to stick my fucking 18-inch dildo in your ass because I know you like that shit. He was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, I got a big-ass belt, too. I know you like your ass whipped. I know you like your ass whipped. So he like, yo, what the fuck? I know you like big-ass dicks in your ass, you bastard. Wait till I get home. Wait till I get home. Mind you, she's going off on him while at work. While at work, she's going off on him. So this particular day, the Andrews went home early. They went home. Rachel was just on 100 the whole day. So the girl that she was always talking to was like, yo, Rachel been on 100 all day. Her husband was going at it. It was like, she was really going off on him. I said, I heard. So she dipped out of work, got home, went at him. Motherfucker this, motherfucker that. He decides to leave. This is the 3rd weekend in a row he left again. Now, mind you, he normally spends time with his family. He dipped, right? But this particular time, he dipped because the person told him. Now, he didn't dip on Friday. He dipped on a whole Thursday. He dipped on a whole fucking Thursday, right? Right? This time, he didn't leave the cell phone. He took it with him. But she followed his ass. She followed his ass. You know what I'm saying? She followed this motherfucker. Follows him all the way to Virginia. Follows him all the way to Virginia. To a hotel. No, it wasn't a hotel. It was an Airbnb. It was an Airbnb. How? Because she said, this is exactly her words. She followed him. She wanted to know why he wanted to fucking leave so fast. So she came home early that Thursday, found out he was leaving. She waited till he left. Followed this bitch ass, right? This is what she said. I followed him. I got home early that day, seen that he was packing his stuff and he was leaving. Where you going? I have to talk to you. We have to talk about a few things. He's like, I can't right now. I gotta rush out. My dad's in trouble. I gotta go. That's what he said. He dips out. She was like, she gave him a good 10 minutes head start. She jumped on the road, followed this bitch ass. All the way to fucking Virginia. From Virginia to New York, she followed his ass. Followed him to an address, to an Airbnb. She parked down the street. She watched him go in the house. She creeped up on the house, and it was like a one-floor house. It was a one-floor house, right? She creeped up. She couldn't see through the front door. She couldn't see nobody. She heard voices. She heard another male figure voice. Then she heard another different type of voice. So she heard a total of 3 voices. Her husband, another voice, and another voice, right? So she hearing them kind of trying to figure out what they saying. So she goes around, right? She hear the voice going, saying, oh, I love you. You gonna leave. You gonna have to leave your wife soon. Da 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 da. Oh, I expose us. I don't give a fuck. He's like, yo, I'll give you some money. Just don't expose us. I got a family. Don't do this to me. So the person was just like, you got money? I need $500. Give it to me right now. So he pulls out $500 in cash. He gives it to her. Thank you. She was like, he goes, I got my boy with me today. He's here for a little action. He's like, who's this? This is my best friend. So she like, best friend? This motherfucker. So she creeps up to the side window and she sees both of him and the best friend making a fuck out with a black dude appeared to be dressed in a wig and he's dressed in dominatrix shit. So she was like, what the fuck? She's blown away by what she finds. She takes out her phone and records these motherfuckers. She records these motherfuckers. You hear me what I'm saying? She's recording him and the best friend making out, sucking each other off. The dominatrix comes in. He whips out his dick and puts it in her husband's face, and he's going to work on that motherfucker. The best friend goes, damn, son, you right. He do got a horse dick. I said, bruh. She got this shit all on video, and this shit was going on for the past 3 months. They've been married for 10 years. Married for 10 years. He's been cheating for 3 years. He's been cheating for 3 years. She's just finding out 3 months of it. 3 months of it. It's been going on. Oh my God. She finds this shit out. It's been going on for 3 years. Her husband's in. Like, the reason why I say what I say is because I got the impression he was racist. Come to find out, he likes black men on a down low. He also had a thing going on with his best friend for over a year. So overall, he's been low-key cheating with black men and having another affair on the side with his best friend. Oh yeah, those best friend trips with the guys. Oh yeah, she found all this out. Talked to him, got at him about it, showed him. He was in a state of mind. He was very emotional that she found out. And she wanted a divorce. She wanted a divorce. She got tested. They both was tested positive for HIV. That's when she finally was like, I'm through. I need a divorce. I'm done. So they're sharing joint custody of their daughter, and she's living her life on with someone else. He's low-key trying to get his family back to this day, but it's not gonna work. She's moved on. Yeah, that's the story of Rachel and Daniel, DL husband. Listen, this is a message for men. If you feel like you're gonna cheat, leave that woman alone, because someone else could potentially make her a wife, a queen. You know what I'm saying? You cheating on this woman, it just fucks it up for men who could have did better for her. You know what I'm saying? Men who could have did better for her. Don't cheat on a woman and then be sad about it later. If you feel like you're gonna cheat, leave the person alone. Someone else could deserve this person's love. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, it's Carter TV. I'm out. Y'all, I want to give my daily shout outs to my first people who comment on my last video. I want to give a first shout out to Reality. I don't know if you're a guy or a female, but shout out to you. You're the first one to comment. I want to give a shout out to All Things Tate. I see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Maria, third person to comment. Shout out to Nas, the fourth person to comment. And shout out to Maria. I see you. You're the fifth person to comment. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the first people to comment on my last video. I'm shouting y'all out. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. I love my subscribers. Thank you for the support. It's your boy, it's Carter TV, and I'm out.